Welcome to today's video. Get ready to witness heart-pounding, edge-of-your-seat moments where one small mistake can lead to disastrous consequences. Every decision, every move matters when it comes to protecting lives. Stay alert and stay safe. The tractor trailer suddenly sways, crosses two lanes, and hardly crashes the Ford. Both vehicles then ride into the concrete middle strip. The blue SUV had just turned into the street when it encountered an onward car and a car parked on the left. Instead of stopping, the driver rarely swerved through the narrow gap and hit both sides of the car. Severe damage on both sides. The tractor trailer was running when one wheel came off, rolled like a bullet across the road, and hardly crashed a car going the opposite way. The front of the car was heavily damaged. The car righted straight across the grass, blocking the oncoming truck. The truck collisioned. The car spined 180 degrees. The truck loses control, crashes into the barrier, and burns to fire. A mistake in handling almost turned into a disaster. Traffic jack ahead. The tractor trailer is stuck with the cargo still on the rails. The train comes. A collision happens. Luckily, the train slowed down so the crash wasn't too hard. The cabin has gone over the rails, but the truck's body didn't make it. The train comes, destroying the entire body. A hasty decision, almost costing lives. On the bridge over the Yellow River, the slippery road and poor visibility cause a series of vehicles to crash into each other at high speed. A series of violent consecutive collisions. The truck suddenly comes forward, crashing hard into the front of the container going in the same direction. The collision caused the front of the car to be stuck, being dragged for a long distance before stopping. Losing control on the highway, the tractor trailer hits the railing, plunges 6 meters down the slope, and falls into the cabin of the water truck below. A heart-stopping accident between two levels of the road, too sudden to avoid. The truck recklessly runs a red light, gets hardly hits by a bus on the side. Surprisingly, the passenger in the front is still. Smile after the collision. An unbelievable moment. The small truck loses control, veers to the right, lightly collapses with a small car. Immediately after, the tractor trailer on the right doesn't have time to react and hits head-on into the small car. A series of collisions in just a split second. The black car brakes hard. The small truck then doesn't brake in time and swerves to the left to avoid it. But at that moment, a tractor trailer came in the opposite direction, hits the truck back and pushes it into a house. In the Laliki Tunnel, the driver speed at over 170 kilometers per hour crashed into the rear of the car in front, causing the car to run head-on into the oncoming car. A serious multi-collection. High speed, big consequences. White SUV speeding through the intersection, not slowing down, crashed straight into a car crossing the road. The collision caused the car to fall over multiple times in the air. A terrifying moment just because of speeding and reckless overtaking. A double trailer truck trying to cross the rails as the train approached. But because it was too long, it didn't have time to escape. The train crashed the second cargo compartment, dragged it a short distance before stopping. The driver of the personnel vehicle risked his life to cross the tracks just as the train was approaching. A direct right-side collision dragged the car dozens of meters. A terrifying moment just because of a second of slow observation. Pickup truck runs crazy from police, crashes through a spiked tire barrier, loses control, and flies into the air, landing straight onto another car. A breathtaking action movie escape. The car slides sideways across the road and then runs straight into a group of people. Dust flies everywhere. Many people are hit, including a man who is flooded backwards. A young man driving a motorbike running through a red light, just as a container truck carrying an electric pole rushed by. The result, the container overtakes, the motorbike is crushed. A moment of mistake, changed for a life. The truck driver lost control, pressed the brakes many times, but the vehicle still rushed forward. Crushed into a pickup truck passing through the intersection, then destroyed the median strip and knocked down a street lamp post. A serious accident just because the brakes failed. The pickup truck was running when it suddenly swerved into the opposite lane. Crushed into a motorbike, causing two people to be thrown onto the road. A painful moment just because of losing control. Loss of control in a flash, and the crash onto the sidewalk. A silver car suddenly swerved onto the sidewalk, breaking a tree on the side of the road. Luckily, no one was injured. The container truck was entering the roundabout when it loses balance and overtakes it in the midst of the way. Luckily, the camera-equipped car brakes in time. A narrow escape. The moving container suddenly lost control due to the slippery road surface and running straight into the median strip. Luckily, there were no injuries. Narrow escape. A young boy stood in front of a grocery store next to a woman in a red shirt when suddenly a pickup truck barreled across the road and drove straight into their spot. Fortunately, both jumped to the right just in time, barely escaping disaster. Heavy impact, truck rolls freely. A truck was parked for unloading when suddenly a dump truck slammed into its rear while trying to avoid an oncoming semi-truck. The impact sent the truck rolling uncontrolled on the road, creating a dangerous situation. It was raining. The road was slippery. The container suddenly had an accident, causing the cargo container to leave, sliding along level at high speed. The result? Consequential collisions with two oncoming cars. Runaway excavator. Security footage shows an excavator climbing a slope when it suddenly slides backwards, losing control, unable to steer, before finally plunging straight into a roadside embankment. The white car slowly turned, then the black car speed up like an arrow. Not having time to react, the white car was hardly crashed, spinning on the road. Both cars were heavily damaged. The military vehicle suddenly ran a red light without a guide car. At that moment, the truck rapidly crashed straight ahead. The collision caused the military vehicle to lose its control, crashing into a car waiting at a red light in the opposite direction. Wheels fall off. Lucky escape. In southern Moscow, a minibus suddenly lost two wheels while driving. One rolled into oncoming traffic, while the other slammed into a worker's vehicle. But fortunately, no injuries were reported. The truck crashed into the sedan and then overlapped, slipping quickly towards the line of traffic waiting at the red light. A man on a motorbike reflected quickly, left the vehicle, and dodged before the accident happened. The passenger bus and the truck collided head-on while crossing the intersection. Then both continued to rush onto the sidewalk, knocking down an electric pole. A violent collision. The tractor trailer speed through the red light, hardly crashed into another car, causing both to flip up, then overlap, sliding, and hitting an SUV and another car. A Tesla Model X was attempting to park behind a Toyota Tacoma in Mayagüez, Puerto Rico, when it suddenly accelerated, sending the pickup flying. The car then barreled toward pedestrians, creating an extremely dangerous situation. Near-death danger. A container truck lost control, crashed into a roadside lamppost, almost falling onto a motorcyclist ahead. Luckily, no one was injured. For unknown reasons, the Audi speeds straight into the truck on the highway, causing the truck to sway in the middle of the lane. Luckily, there were no injuries. Tense moment caught on dashcam. A truck emerges from a blind corner and suddenly faces oncoming traffic. The The driver is forced to swerve violently, spinning the truck sideways and blocking the entire road. Road rage gone wild. An enraged driver repeatedly rammed his car into the rear of a parked SUV for no apparent reason, sending the vehicle crashing straight into a house in an inexplicable fit of fury. Drift too much. Two wheels fall off. The pickup truck spun extremely sharply, losing two wheels in the middle of the road. But the driver still avoided a head-on collision with a series of cars on a crowded street. Brake failure nightmare. A truck sped out of control with the driver desperately clinging to the door. As it turned a corner, he fell onto the road while the truck only came to a stop after crashing straight into a tree. The tanker truck had a problem and stopped on the side of the road. A car behind also stopped. Suddenly, a driver who lacked observation running forward, kicking hard into the car, pushing it to collide with the tank truck in front. Traffic jam. The cars stopped, but the gray car did not brake in time, turned left, then coalesced and overturned. Not stopping there, the car behind rapidly shocked the gray car a few more times and then hit the railing. The truck sped up, collapsed, and overtaken right at the station, spilling tons of cement, causing the whole area to be blurred in white dust. A car in front was almost swept away, but the driver managed to out of the way. Horrific collision. He drove straight into the path of a high-speed container truck, causing both himself and his vehicle to be flung into the air, rolling multiple times down the road. The car crossed the road without looking, just as the container crashed in at high speed. The strong collision caused the car to spin, the front part crushed, an expensive lesson for carelessness. Terrifying tree collapse. Dashcam footage from Spalding captures the moment a giant pine tree suddenly falls onto the road. The driver of a white Lexus couldn't avoid it, but stopped just in time, causing the tree to smash into the front of the car instead of leading to a greater disaster. The cement truck loses control due to a faulty handbrake, rapidly storms on the road, and continuously crashes 22 cars. A chaotic scene. A truck overturned near Jalan-Duda toll booth, causing a fuel spill that quickly ignited. A Perodua Axia passed over and immediately caught fire, followed by another truck behind it. Fortunately, no severe damage was reported. The black pickup truck running through the red light, just as the white car from the intersection running at high speed. The strong collision caused heavy damage to both cars, the white car even running up on a tree bed in the middle of the road.
Oh, shit.
The truck was crossing the street when the tanker truck rapidly crashed head-on into the body of the vehicle. The collision caused the truck to take off, almost crushing the motorbike next to it. Massive pileup. A stolen SUV went out of control, crashing into multiple cars on the streets of Columbus, leaving a trail of destruction. The young man driving the Toyota Etios suddenly lost control. The car ranged off the road, crossed the curb, and crashed a wooden gate before overlapping. Horrific crash! A dump truck barreled into a car making a U-turn on the Dimitrovska Highway. Who's at fault? Was it the truck driver who couldn't react in time, or the car making a reckless U-turn on the highway? Comment below. The taxi suddenly cut across without observing the surrounding traffic. At that moment, the camera car speed up, not brakes in time, and a head-on collision occurred. In Manavgat District, Antalya, a car lost control, swerving onto the sidewalk, nearly hitting a pedestrian on a crosswalk, and two young men standing in front of a shop. Luckily, all three escaped unscathed, just inches from disaster. The silver car realized that it had gone too far past the turn, immediately stopped in the middle of the road and changed lanes, causing the car behind to brake and burn the road. A truck was forced to swift to avoid it, but was hit by the car behind because it did not react in time. Near tragedy. Drivers had a narrow escape when a massive pile driver suddenly collapsed on a road in China, nearly crushing vehicles below. Critical driving error. A car crashed after the driver confused the gas and brake pedals, sending the vehicle smashing into a wall at high speed. Luckily, no casualties. While the line of cars were stopped due to traffic jam, a tractor trailer suddenly rushed forward, crashing consequently into a series of cars. The reason? Supposed to be brake failure. A truck slammed hard into an oncoming tanker, then lost control and crashed straight into a 7-seater SUV, forcing it against the guardrail. All three vehicles were badly damaged, but thankfully, the passengers escaped with minor injuries. Dangerous overtake. Dashcam footage captures a pickup truck suddenly swerving into oncoming traffic, forcing two vehicles to veer off to avoid a collision. One of them lost control and flipped onto the roadside. Toyota Prado driver expanded his traction by turning right before turning left, but suddenly hits the car behind from the side. The collision caused the car to flip and slide several meters. From mud trap to disaster. It all started simple enough, with a truck stuck in the mud. But as they tried to pull it out, instead of escaping, it lost control and rolled straight into a ditch. The silver car hurriedly rushed through the intersection despite the red light, just as another car from the opposite direction speed up. The hard collision caused heavy damage to both cars' front ends. Horrific crash! 9 cars were completely wrecked on the highway after a rogue tire suddenly rolled into the road, triggering a terrifying chain collision that threw traffic into chaos. Horrifying crash! Dashcam footage captures a white car speeding recklessly through slow-moving traffic, losing control and slamming headfirst into a black vehicle, nearly flipping over. Instead of waiting for the postal truck to pass, the reckless driver turned in front of the vehicle. The result? An avoidable collision. A disastrous rash move. Truck skids in a fiery brake attempt. A reckless student on a motorbike drove head-on into traffic without a care. Just imagine. If the driver had hesitated even for a second, the consequences would have been unthinkable. Street cameras captured the moment the vehicle tried to turn around, but suddenly collisioned with a pedestrian on the side of the road, knocking the victim into the river. A negligent act with serious consequences. Finally, if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe so you won't miss out on more thrilling content. Hit that notification bell to stay updated with our latest videos. Thank you for watching and see you in the next video.